Hello, this is Rod from Rod's Tabletop Hoops, taking a quick break from my NCAA Super Centers tournament presented by CB2K. The next game, just to let you know, will be featuring Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon versus Patrick Ewing, as you can see by these two cards, a little traded set from Topps. It was put together back in the early 90s. And it's going to be the 1984 Houston Cougars versus the 1984 Georgetown Hoyas. That should be an incredible rematch, best of three. That'll be the next video posted on the YouTube channel, Rod's Tabletop Hoops. I've got a little package here I got in the mail. I figured I might as well just open it up together because that's kind of a fun thing to do. And it's not related to CB2K, so let's find out what is in the USPS package here. Some may have seen, it does say something about ASG games right there, so that pretty much is a dead giveaway. What do we have right here? All right, move aside. NCAA Super Centers Tournament Board. This is the 1981-82 NBA season of cards from ASG Games and Hoops Tabletop Pro Basketball by Mark Vecellio. I wanted to get this set a long time ago. They put it out last year, and I decided to just finally bite the bullet and get it. Cost a little more in shipping than I wanted to. This is probably about $25 plus about $17 to get this thing. But I really wanted to get 1981-82 NBA. As an avid player of Fast Break Pro Basketball, kind of a sister game to this almost, during the 1980s. Fast Break came out with seasons from 1974 all the way through 1980-81. However, they ran into some financial troubles, and they did not come out with a 1981-82 season. So I always wanted to know how cards from that season would look like. And finally, in the year 2024, well, actually 2023 is when this season of cards was issued, I get to know at least an indicator of how players looked during the 1981-82 season, even though my hometown, Portland Trail Blazers, failed to make the playoffs for the first time since the championship run from 77 through 81. So either way, it's just an amazing just to see these cards 42 or so years later. Of course, with any Hoops Tabletop Pro Basketball season of cards, there's a little bit of sorting to do. You can tell that they put the Atlanta Hawks cards at the top. They're first alphabetically. I was just going to take a look and see what they gave. Eddie Johnson got average plus. Now, Eddie had a really short stint as an all-star in the NBA, and he typically made the all-defensive team during these years. So I'm a little interested. 81-82 may have been his first year. He kind of fell off the wagon, so to speak, in more ways than one, and they gave him an average plus defensive rating. Now, we can compare that with someone like Dan Roundfield here, and Danny Rounds, of course, is a fantastic power forward, and he's got a rating of excellent on defense, in addition to some rebound ratings, which are very powerful at 19 on the offensive boards and 36 on the defensive boards. Moving on to one of my favorite players who does not shoot too often, Tree Rollins. Tree does not do much on offense there. As you can see, he's a very passive player, so to speak. He does have good rebound ratings. He's also rated excellent on defense, and he blocks shots on 4, 6, and 9 on his defensive column. Another one of my favorite players on this grouping is John Drew. I know I'm going a little deep dive in the Atlanta Hawks. Drew has a propensity to draw fouls. You can see on his inside column, he draws a foul on 7 there, and on his outside shooting column, he draws it on 6. So he's going to get to the free throw line, as usual, a lot. My Mark Vecellio is not crazy about his defense. He tends to sneak around and go for steals. And while he gets a lot of steals, he gives up a lot of points at the other end by cherry picking and that type of thing. Rated him poor on defense. He does have a 14 on the offensive glass. So this Hawks team is going to be quite interesting. Some great defenders and some not so great. I was just noticing it looks like that ASG Games has done a little better job of pre-sorting these cards for you. They came in 6 stacks, and it looks like in each of the 6 stacks you will get 2 of players from each team on the top of each stack. So that could be a very quick sort. As I recall, it was a little more difficult to sort the players in prior seasons. So this is nice. And I just wanted to update you on the 1982 Larry Joe Bird. And Larry is a excellent defender, 13 on the offensive rebounds, 35 on the defensive board. So that's a first for me. I had not seen Larry in fast break or any other game get an excellent rating on defense as well. 35 on the defensive board is going to get a ton of defensive rebounds. He's got some missed shot rebound defender ratings as well. Steals on 3 and 7. So this card is quite impressive. This is a third-year Larry Bird. He started 79-80, played 3 seasons. I was also going to note that teammate Kevin McHale he's got a pretty good offensive column, and once again rated excellent on defense. So I guess that's what you get when your team is really good and approaches the NBA Finals most every year. Let's see, Lakers won in 80, Celtics in 81, Lakers in 82. So Sixers in 83, Lakers won again Celtics in 84 and Lakers in 85. So this is right in the midst of the Celtics becoming a really good team, and they probably, gave it a go in 82, but couldn't go all the way. So this will be a very fun team to play with that many great individual defenders. Once again, a card of Artis Gilmore is always a fun one to watch. Obviously, he has 0 outside range, 1 to 10. Always getting the ball on the inside column. He's rated good on defense for a mediocre Chicago Bulls team, but offensively, he's pretty darn solid. He will not get the ball as much as, say, Moses Malone, but he is definitely going to hit a high percentage from the floor. I was just making sure he had DNP 0. He was durable again after an injury year, I think, back in 1980-ish, I think. As I continue to sort through these cards, I love looking at rookies. Isaiah Thomas's first year, never was able to experience that in Fast Break Pro Basketball because they took a hiatus from the game. But Isaiah, he obviously steals the ball a lot. He's given average plus. The Detroit Pistons are kind of on the rise that year, as you can see, and they picked up Vinnie Johnson, and Vinnie hadn't established himself as the true microwave yet. Other cards I'm noticing, I just love any card. I don't care if he's injured or having issues. David Thompson, Skywalker, always draws a lot of fouls. He is rated poor on defense, however, so not the greatest year, obviously, for Thompson, but he's got an X of 10, which means when he's in the game, he averaged only 20 minutes a game that year. He's going to get the ball a ton. Of course, this was one of the years that Alex English decided to become a superstar, 25.4 points a game. And once again, not a great defensive player, but that's Doug Moe's style. They didn't play much defense. T.R. Dunn was the only super defender on the team, once again, for a guard. Grabs a ton of rebounds, 14-14, excellent on defense. So I continue to just kind of muddle through these because there's just so many cool players to look at, including there's Dan Issel of the Nuggets as well, average minus defender, but once again can score points in bunches. Speaking of a league MVP, look at Moses Malone, 22 on the offensive boards, 19 on the defensive boards. He was traded and signed in a free agent type manner by the Philadelphia 76ers in 82, and they won the championship in 82-83, but this is his last full season as a Houston Rocket, 42 minutes a game, just a powerhouse on the offensive boards, and only an average defender, but I think his rebounding makes up for a lot of his deficiencies. Moses, just a classic player. Can't forget a guy on Golden State making his comeback from personal and injury problems. Bernard King, Golden State Warriors. That's his last year in in the Bay, and one heck of a scorer. He can really fill it up. Just plenty of other great players to see. Here's a guy that was a little overrated. The Celtics traded him away to get Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, basically. Joe Barry Carroll. Guy could score, just didn't show up every night of the week. I continue to fumble through these guys like a kid in the candy store. Here's Magic Johnson, rated 28, full 28 on assists, of course. And he's good on defense, steals the ball a lot. They are the NBA champs, so maybe this is a year he was actually paying some attention on the defensive ends. Once again, his assists are on 6, 4 and 5 on the 6 and 11 on the inside, 4, 5 on the outside. So he's going to be assisting a guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the ageless wonder. And Kareem obviously has a really good offensive column. Defense has kind of fallen off a little bit, just average plus, but really the Lakers run and gun so much they probably won't need him. I'm going to show you a couple more cards and I'll just wrap up this little unboxing. I think I sorted these cards in probably about 10 minutes, 12 minutes. The way the sorting works is very smooth now for ASG games, Hoops Tabletop Pro Basketball. But anyway, looking at the New York Knicks, one of the intriguing teams in 1981-82. Michael Ray Richardson's last year as a Knick. You can see, once again, he's kind of like the Magic Johnson of the East. Steals the ball a ton. Probably plays better overall defense than Magic, although both are rated good. Good passer. And what is he, a 28? Yep. And a streaky scorer. Not as probably a high percentage shooter, but really a fantastic player. But this Knicks team, like I said, they were 33 and 49. One of my favorite players is Maurice Lucas, had a near all-star year in New York. Played 33 minutes a game, threw in 15.8 and 11 boards. Just the team. Cartwright, his scoring had dropped down to 14-4. Toby Knight's last active season. Randy Smith, a magnificent Brave in Buffalo. Don't forget Paul Westphal, former All-Star, Hall of Famer. Mike Newland. They had a lot of cast-off, a lot of former All-Star guards. Campy Russell, 13-9. Reggie Carter, not much. Sly Williams. But anyway, I'm showing the entire New York Knicks roster. Another one was the comeback. I think he got comeback player of the year, Gus the Wizard Williams. And that was just for holding out on his contract the prior year in Seattle. Once again, a great stealer. Cashes in on the fast break quite a bit as well. Who else do I got? Oh, yes, another comeback player. His name is Spencer Haywood. He basically wanted to take out one of the Laker coaches during the 1980 season, and he was under the influence of some heavy drugs. So either way, it seems like he recovered. His overall career not super tarnished by a couple ugly incidents due to addictions and demons that he had, but always loved Spencer Haywood, whether he was in the ABA with the Sonics, at the Knicks. Just a fun player to have. This was a comeback year. 13.3 clean Spencer Haywood. That's always good to see. Finally, I'm going to give you the Doc. The Doc entering the final seasons of his career. 82 is probably his best super-duper season at 24.4 and 7 boards. You can see he steals the ball, blocks shots, rebounds, great for his size. Can play some shooting guard if you'd like. What a heck of a player, but Philadelphia's always loaded. They always got a guy like Andrew Toney. 16.5. I think he was just starting to have those ankle problems and everything. Caldwell Jones and the late and great Daryl Dawkins. Another player who could foul with the best of them, but also shot a very high percentage. Bobby Jones, Hall of Famer. Lionel Hollins, a fine player in Portland, but just starting to slow down a little bit, the years of wear and tear on the L train. And Mo Cheeks, Hall of Famer as well. So anyway, this set of cards went together pretty darn quickly. I'll just probably put them in by division. And I don't really have any solutions for envelopes or anything for hoops cards. Some people just use little sandwich baggies and things like that. That's all I've ever heard. So I just kind of stack them by division, put in my hoops drawer, and hope you enjoy this little overview of the 1981-82 NBA season with Hoops Tabletop Pro Basketball. So long, everybody.